If it tastes good, spit it out. That's what doctors tell you regarding eating healthy. If it tastes good, spit it out. So, in the same way, if something is appealing to the world around us, we better spit it out, because the way of the world and the way of God are two entirely different paths, and those paths will never cross. The world is all about me first and I, and this is mine. And God's way is, unless the Lord builds the house, the builder labors in vain. Unless the Lord watches over the city, the watchmen stand guard in vain. Psalm 127. We have to rely on God, not ourselves. Jesus tells us, whoever would be first must be the servant of all. How many people do you think have a sign on their wall that says servant? Or how many people do you think would answer an ad, servant wanted? That would be rejected, wouldn't it? But Jesus, who is God, who has always existed, who spoke into existence the very world in which we live, made this statement. He said, I did not come to be served, but to be a servant of all. We need to know that when we wake up every day, the enemy is constantly at battle with us. Satan wants to take you down. If you're a follower of Jesus, then Satan's goal is to kill, steal, and destroy. His language, his native language, is lying. He does not speak the truth. He'll speak a partial truth to trick us, just like he did with Jesus. Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days, and then Satan appeared to him and says, hey, I know you're hungry. You can do anything. Why don't you tell these rocks here by your feet to just turn them into bread, some nice, warm, buttered bread, and maybe a nice, tall glass of cool water? Jesus said, get behind me. It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. We need to be led by the Lord and not by the spirit of this world. In Ephesians chapter 6, it says, for we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities of this present darkness. We need to know we're in a war, and we need to know if it tastes good from a worldly standpoint, we need to spit it out, because the ways of the world and the ways of God are completely different. The church itself, and I'm using that term loosely because sometimes it's not the church, it's people who claim to be the church. If a pastor is promoting himself, if I am promoting myself, if any of us are promoting ourselves, hey, look at me, I've got this figured out, then we're not speaking on behalf of Jesus. We should be pointing people to Jesus 100% of the time. I don't have any answers, but God does. Think about Joseph. He's been in prison for several years. He's been badly treated. He's brought out to Pharaoh, who's had these dreams about the 7 fat cows and the 7 lean cows. And he says, I've been told that you know how to interpret dreams. How tempting must it have been to say, oh, mighty Pharaoh, I certainly do know how to do that. He didn't say that. He said, I can't do that. God is able to tell you about these dreams. Joseph didn't look at Joseph. He was looking to God. We need to make things not be about us, but about the Lord. Let us be centered in serving Jesus in all of our ways. I don't have all the answers. I don't even know all the questions. But I know this. In terms of the ways of the world and the ways of God, if it tastes good to the world, you better spit it out, because it's not the way of God. And I fall down every day on my face and miss the path and have to ask God's forgiveness and help to get back on the path. But my heart is trying to aim for the ways of God, to aim for Jesus. If it tastes good to the world, spit it out. Follow Jesus, not the ways of the world.